Matthew 15:36. Elaben tous hepta artus, kai tous ichthuas, kai eucharistesas, eklasen, kai edidu tois mathetais, hoide mathetai tois oklois. As we begin, we note that Jesus is the implied subject of this first verb. He, that is Jesus, took the 7 breads, the 7 loaves, and the fishes, notice it's plural, and after he gave thanks, we're translating that participle as temporal, though many English translations do it as attendant circumstance. After he gave thanks, he broke, implied them, and he was giving, that is, he was distributing, implied them, to the disciples, that is, his disciples. And the disciples, so we have an ellipsis here where there's an implied repetition of some form of didomi, and the disciples were giving or were distributing them to the crowds. Okay, several things we could look at, but with limited time, let's just home in on edidu. What is that from? Well, yes, that is from the verb didomi. That is from the verb didomi. And you see the iota reduplication that you only have in the present and the imperfect tense. And then you see the augment, and bam, you know it's going to be an imperfect. It's an imperfect, active indicative, third person singular. He was giving, he was distributing. Now, if you look down below, these statistics I pulled from the beginning Greek grammar that I wrote with Ben Merkle, chapter 24, where we're introduced me verbs. It's interesting in biblical Greek, in the Greek New Testament, as representative also of broader Koine Greek, me verbs are found much more commonly in their aorist tense. So, for example, the verb didomi in the New Testament occurs 120 times as an aorist tense form, but only 12 times as an imperfect. You can look at the other statistics down there at the bottom. I do want to say something more about how the imperfect is translated here. And if you look at Olmsted's Baylor Handbook or you look at Chuck Quarles' Egg and Tea, they have some discussion about this because there's a debate about how edidu should be translated. Is it possibly ingressive? Is it focusing on the beginning? And he began distributing them, that is the fishes and the bread, the broken bread, broken fishes. He began, ingressive, distributing them to his disciples. Or is it possibly pointing to the continued giving of these items to the disciples? As we know, the fishes and loaves were multiplied, and he kept giving them to his disciples. So you can read further discussion on that in those handbooks, and you can see English translations do reach some different, they represent some different viewpoints on the translation.